Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the OK Grognard Show. It is Tuesday, August 25th, 2020, 9:30 a.m. Central in beautiful Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Well, it's a Tuesday, and that means it is Cartography and World Building Day. You know, we've been doing world building quite a bit. Most of the last couple months have been that. So that is weird. That is weird. Hmm. My buddy John's having some problems with the hmm. Interesting. Okay. Well, we're trying to get him set up with a Game Hole Con badge, but we're having a little bit of trouble making it stick. So there you go. We'll get it worked out. One page zine. Tooling around a little bit on Facebook to check a few things out. I don't know if people are familiar with RPG zines. It's more of a group for people that put together zines, or I guess it includes people that collect them and stuff. So if you collect, those digest sized periodicals that have various, I think they tend to be mostly an old school thing because they hearken to the zines of the 60s, 70s, 80s of various sort of underground scenes. Certainly gamers. There were gamer zines. Um, there are the punk rock scene had a bunch of zines. Zines, Z-Y-Z-I rather, Z-I-N-E. Good morning, Article Just a Car. I haven't seen you for a while. Good to see you. Thanks for coming out today. We'll get you on the old list for showing up there. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Man, we get busy some weeks. Glad I did this for a weekly thing and not a daily thing, because it would take some time. What are you working on these days, Todd? You got some I'm talking gaming stuff. I know you're always busy with all sorts of stuff, but what's your uh what's your gaming project that's on the table these days? Anything in particular? Are you painting up some minis? Are you working on an adventure? Are you putting together a virtual game? Are you learning some software for playing games online? Are you dipping your toe in that wonderful little that's a world building question. Are you world building? Are you cartographizing? It's a word. Trust me. I know words, and it's a word. I say it's a word. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Hmm. Low center of balance for old King of Id. Well, I'll tell you, I should turn off that screen. Let's get me in the original plus advanced room, since we're not using the space here. So we were going to talk about generators again, right? Working on finishing up my minifig collection. Nice. Also, I'm working on my Champions of the Eternal Kingdom campaign. Is that your own name? Is that something that you, what is Champions of the Eternal Kingdom? Is that something, Ink Dweller 8, how you doing there? Is that a system or a retro clone or a Champions of the Eternal Kingdom? The floor, Champion of the Floor Eternal Kingdom? What is this? Eternal Kingdom's all over the place. Champion team. Mm-mm-mm. Page. Is that a video game? Did you decide to do a tabletop or a virtual tabletop RPG and plunk it down into a video game setting? I'm looking at it now. Eternal Kingdom. Eternal-kingdom.com. Yep, that's mine. Wild. Well, is this the is this the link for it here? The website ain't mine. Okay. So what's up with this website? What do you know about this? Is it just a Eternal Kingdom's generic enough name that someone else is also using it? Is that the idea? Looks like a science fiction fantasy combo sort of thing over there. Just from a quick scroll down the front page over there. All right. Let's see. There we go. Interesting. Website is mine. Nope, I don't have any of it published. No idea about the website. Coincidental. There you go. If people can come by the same name independently, happens all the time. Anytime somebody goes to publish, one of the first things they need to do is anything they feel is trademarkable. And this is kind of a world building / publishing thing, right? Anything, especially the name of, if you think something is a unique name, like a major city, or a country, or a major character, or the name of a world, or the name of a campaign, all of that, you should do some Google searches on it at the least. Obviously, if you're going to try to trademark something, you need to do something through legal channels to make it official that you've done your due diligence before applying for. But that's part of a trademark process, and I won't get into giving out legal advice because I am not a lawyer, but that is some of the hoop jumping you'll do if you're looking to officially publish something and you want to make sure that it's properly covered, saved up. Yeah, Todd, what are you on Roll20, Fantasy Grounds? Where you at? In the meantime, I'm going to pop over to my overview. Oh, there we go. All hail the Overking, the Eternal Empire. Vast realm of history, whose history stretches back through fog-shrouded memory, is ruled by the immortal Overking. Nice. Yep, using Roll20. Cool. Yep. Let's see. Let me just pop back over here. We'll take a look at a few different generator sites. Now this one's a general site. It has, look in the left here, culture and a random generators. So you could just click this button and one of many generators will pop up. But you've got generators under the heading of culture. You know what? Pop me over here. You've got generators under the heading of people. Not sure there's a whole lot of different places. Names, accessories, chaoticshiny.com. Look at that. I'll have a link in the show notes. But just so you know, chaoticshiny.com. Accessories, animal companions, familiar, futuristic spare part. Well, I guess we have to go look at that now. Gadget bits. Let's just pop up 10 of them right away because Tinker is the make it happen button. Make it so. A vacuum multi-turbine. Virtual hyperbase in the Pyro mainstay. These are futuristic spare parts. A grease hypo network. A synth lock for the Othade encoder. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that word right. Remote grip in the space CAFO map. X evaporator gauge for the O-goat wing. Inverse joint on the resistance scrubber. Nuclear sight absorber. Reality plutonium link. Laser antenna finder. So, random is random, right? Futuristic. Is that the locating the reverse thrust coupler? That's the way to do it. All right. Color. Fancy drinks. Here's a nifty one. We'll go here. We'll pour ourselves 5 fancy drinks. What do we got? Pale yellow with gold swirls and a grape floating in it. The drink smells somewhat like rum and tastes somewhat like whiskey. It goes flat if not drunk within 10 minutes. Medium brown with blue flecks and a sprig of mint in the mug. The drink smells like oranges and tastes strongly of nuts. It is always shaken before being served. So you can see they put a little effort into this. There's some crazy looking or some crazy sounding things. Heavy Moorcock and Gene Wolfe influence. Oh, on the futuristic spare parts? Yeah. Or are you saying on your own Eternal Empire? Ah, that would make more sense. Okay. Medieval army. His army is known for its powerful clerics and use bolas. They also employ alchemists and eldrin. Eladrin? I've never known how to pronounce that. They are famous for only accepting the best soldiers and for their flashy uniforms. Each force contains 3 divisions made up of 15 battalions of 480 soldiers. They have a highly formal chain of command with ranks based on merit. Currently, they are celebrating a string of recent victories. Raise another army. This Orcish army is known for its powerful infantry and the use of broadswords. They often make use of dragon mounts and puka mounts. They are famous for impressing peasants. I believe that should be pressing peasants into their ranks and for their loyalty to each other. Each cohort contains 30 lines of 110 soldiers. They have a highly formal chain of command with ranks based on acts of heroism. Currently, they are suffering from divided loyalties. Mm-hmm. Pardon me for a second there. Culture. You know what? What's this language mixer? Places certain words with other words, so it's like a translator. Hmm. Harsh one. All right, let's just type in the word chaotic shiny. We'll translate it with the harsh one filter. Krozek creme. Will it give you the same result every time? Chaotic shiny. Krozek creme. Okay, so it's harsh 2. Kliktlagriv. Harsh 3. Duadad kravav. So is it a Keozak Shon? Is a melodic 1. Melodic 2. These are different translatings. Shudes Relir. Okay, that's instantly. Sibilant. Smeezes Smehiath. Standard. Voadev Rumi. These are interesting. Reversed alphabet. Okay. Well, whatever words you put in, if you try to translate it more than once with the same filter, it will come up the same, so it's not random. Thulu. Thuxuth Thunks. Interesting. Well, that's kind of cool. Hey, Hobbsy, we're looking at chaotic shiny translators. They got a ton of them over here. This is a site with it's been around since D&D 4E apparently. Fantasy character, people, competence. It's kind of a generic. Curiosity, thief, tired is the current mood. Attractiveness, physical appearance. Suckered for, annoyed by, hobby. Satisfaction with life, satisfaction with self. Interesting. Gives it a name right away, right? You can go up here for a new one. Writing and gaming generators since 1798. I'm going to guess that's a little humor. Yeah, okay. Every time you use their generator, apparently that year at the top changes, which is funny. Funny stuff. Fropag male, dwarf, motivation malice, class merchant, mood generous, main weapon crossbow, competence 2 on a scale of 1 to 10. Favorite sin, sloth, believes in fate, element fire, sucker for sappy romantic things. Do those change too? Those favorite, whatever they are? Let's see. Nope, favorite sin, believes in element. Okay. That element's going to have a lot of people all in the same element. I would think you only have so many of those, right? Noble, tyrant princess, Michelle Virai. Get 5 more. Entitled. I like to change the button names too to be generator specific. General Otto the Beautiful, Count Byron the Splendid Second, Lord Armando Fac the Omnipotent. Okay, we got all sorts of cool ones there, right? Zoomorph. This dog-sized species has the arms of a cheetah, skin of a human, and tail of a pig. Let's do a quick 5 and we'll cherry pick 1 or 2 out of there. This humanoid has the black paws of a rabbit, fur of a lynx, arms of a fox, and head of a bird. This creature has the black hooves of an ox, face of a coyote, tail of a wolf, skin of a human, and arms of a jaguar. So it gives you bizarre creature types. That's pretty neat. That'd be fun if you want to throw something at your players. That if you're running a game and you add something into your world, a whole new species. Now, granted, you could say, whatever this reminds me of, I'm just gonna wholesale take the stats of that thing, and I'm going to give it this description. So I could take the stats of a black bear and say, all right, that's the stats it has. This is how I'll describe it, though. It does not have to be any more complicated than that. You can tweak it, of course, and maybe you even want to. Maybe you'll see something that just doesn't fit quite as cleanly as you'd want it to. So you cut out the bear hug. There you go. So we've got our stats for whatever one of these things happens to be. Perhaps it is the humanoid with the tail of a gopher, black paws of a jackal, arms of a bat, fur of a lynx, and torso of a python. Okay, that's bizarre. What about superstitions? A princess finding a ginger plant near a farm is thought to predict a reversal of fortune. So whenever a princess finds a ginger plant near a farm, there you go. Let's look down at some of these others. Accessories, currency, that's cool. Gold Nike. So it's going to give you a bunch of different currency names. Invest is the thing. Ancient era. So if you want the names only, names and values. Ancient futuristic. Let's go there. Okay. So we've got several different kinds. And here's how they relate to one another. Value-wise. That's very cool. What else we got? Medieval games. Here you go. Towers and Sages. You want to play a game of Towers and Sages? Warlocks and Idols. Okay, a lot of ands here. And we're not using an ampersand. You want to make Jim Ward mad? Write Dungeons and Dragons, but use the word and, not an ampersand. And he will point out that is pedantically incorrect. And it's true. It is not the name of the game. You can get names and details of the game. Let's just bring one up. Curses and Cauldrons requires dice and a board for 2 to 8 players. It's a gambling game. However, Lords and Dogs requires dice cards and special game pieces for 4 to 10 players. There you go. All nifty. We'll scroll on down, pick something else. Silly. It's a whole bunch of silly ones. At the academic field. Silly, okay. Bizarre alchemy. Cliche fantasy plots. Code phrase. Conspiracy. Country song. Fallacy. Good idea. Paranormal romance. Political buzzword. RPG drinking game. White Wolf game. Joe's Dice and more. Tools. List Gen Builder, Phrase Gen Builder, Nano Motivator, Life Motivator. Interesting. Plot writing, adventure, historical event, inspiration finder, mash up, poem, prophecy, setting mashup, situation, story arc, writing exercise. Let's go to situation, see what we get. Number of whimsical stock fantasy situations to generate one. Once upon a time is the generator button. Annoying founders for fun and profit. Oh, yeah, with the ampersand. The friendly telepath is hiding from the blessed pickpocket who is frightened by the crystalline chalice. There you go. The philosophical slaver is looking for the orcish dirk. The sarcastic hydromancer convinces the obsessive paladin to teach the taciturn bard. All right. Very cool. Let's look at a few others before we get going here because we've only got a few minutes left. We'll take a quick look. None of these are as involved. The mathemagician.net has a town generator, which is kind of neat. It gives you a lot of information. It lets you set up the percentages, for instance, of who's going to be in that town. We'll just do 20, 20, 20. Submit. Then the Thorpe of blah blah blah, you put in the name yourself. Power center conventional, alignment, lawful neutral, population 32. Thorpes are small. Gold piece limit gives you kind of a wealth outline. Captain of the guard, position vacant. There are no full-time guards. Click to view the militia. Gives you the name. What's a small town? There's only going to be one person on the militia. Is it commoner, dwarf, female? Gives you a name. Whispers and missing fingers. Okay, a little description. Experts, aristocrats, barbarians. So this is a 3.5. Maybe also a Pathfinder. Click to view all taverns. The Taverness of blah. For later reference, you might save this page in an HTML file. Should I be not right-clicking and popping through? No, that's the same. Okay, that has some bugs in it. What do we got? Another caffeinated day. Historical measure of commoner. What was this one? Pop back over here. Okay, this one was called Inns of the Empire. It can be used to quickly generate names and characteristics for all kinds of hostels, coaching inns, taverns, clubs, and brothels. Let's just do a quick 5. Weary Snug, the Friendly Pony, the Brown Feather, the Leaning Gate, the Silvered Sign. Useful. And then there's a little link so you can build this tavern. It gives you standard size, quality, reputation, morning, special event. We don't need one. Let's build that tavern. Gives us a whole breakdown of services, rates, drinking contest, okay, lodgings. Okay, pretty nice. Carapace King has something that is a generator, but it's analog. There's something called making do with limited resources. The people of Vig cannot secure a steady supply of metals due to monsters encroaching their mines. So you can roll down here on various resource types. Armor, leather, studded leather, and you can make them more specific. Scale mail can be crocodile skin, insect carapace, for instance. banded. So that's all armor there, right? Interesting. Over on Abulafia random generators, we've got a fair number of them here. So this is another multi-generator site. Name generators, superhero names, places, crunchy bits, character concepts, treasure. Well, I always like to go for treasure just to check it out, right? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Treasure tables. So all sorts of tables. Let's go over here to artwork. In the magnificent chest, you will find it's got this coding down here. That might be specific to this mix. A painting depicting the torment of Prince Delmarli Corks. A limestone brazier with the image of storm clouds. Now I'm going to right click and reload this just to see. I want to get, yep, sandstone. So when you click on that, you will get all sorts of random, a gold die, a pair of gold dice, a set of tweed vestments. Interesting enough, right? There we go. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just pop back over here so that we can say our goodbyes because we're at our time. And I just want to say to everybody, thank you so much for dropping by today. Let's go back to... Whoop. Oh, I see what I got to do. Okay. Always with the controls, right? Let's pop back over here and say thank you very much. If you're popping in here, be sure to follow the channel and make sure while you're here you chime in on the chat because we collect the names. I give away something every week to somebody who's not a bot. No purchase necessary, but I do need to make sure that I'm not trying to give something to a bot. That would be crazy. Anywho, just chime in on the chat stream. Hey, keep in mind we're trying to get our stuff together for GameholeCon, so keep thinking about games you might submit. We're still more than a couple of months off, but the sooner you get stuff submitted, the easier it is to fill it up because people will go early. People will rush over and try to, despite this being a virtual con, people will sign up for stuff fairly quickly. And then their schedule's full. Now, maybe they'll drop some things and pick up something that wasn't there earlier, but best to not wait too long. Still, make sure it's something you're comfortable running. As far as the rest of our week schedule, campaign discussion tomorrow, GMing tips on Thursday, building adventures on Friday, GM reviews on Saturday, rules retrospective on Sunday. We've got the weekly news and announcements every Monday. Then we're back around to cartography and world building. Hey, if you're catching up with this on YouTube, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. Give us the thumbs up on a video you're watching, and feel free to make a comment, some sort of constructive criticism. We're always pleased to get it. Thank you to the followers in the Twitch channel. As always, I appreciate it very much. Join us again, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow and every day. And we'll be here doing the OK Grogdon Show from Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Bye-bye.